Hey friends, thanks so much for joining me for another Yoga with Paige. My name is Paige. Today we have a quick and energizing practice for you, and we're going to get on our feet and we're going to shake out the cobwebs and bring a little stretching to our body. So we're going to start kind of sitting on our heels. Hips back to heels. If this is not comfortable, then you may find that a comfortable position, just legs crossed, will be much better for you. So figure out what feels good. We're looking for that line, right? We don't want to cross over into that pain zone. So hands can come to our lap here. Settle into the breath. Big breath in through the nose. Then open mouth exhale, just dump it all out. Do it again. Big breath in. Dump it out. One more. Big breath in. Let it go. Beautiful. Let's find out some wrist circles here. Wake those up. Hope you guys are having an awesome day so far. I know that I am. Move into a gentle side stretch here. Right palm down by the right hip. Reach up through the left arm and then over to open up and stretch the left side of the body. Take a big breath in, expanding the left side of the ribs and the chest and the belly. And allow that breath to span all the way from the hip all the way up to the armpit. So we're washing that entire side. Now check in on your shoulders, make sure they're down and away here. Awesome. And open the chest just a little bit more. So we're going to be getting into the chest today. We're going to get into the hips today. It's going to be a beautiful practice. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Inhale back up to center. The left palm comes down outside the hip. Reach up through this top arm. And then as you exhale, take your side bend over to the left. Awesome. So really creating as much space as you can in the right side of the body. Sliding the shoulder blades down and back, and perhaps you'll notice that created a little more space to soften the ear down towards the left shoulder. So keeping a loose neck here, eliminating tension and struggle. Coming back to the breath. Really feel the expansion in the right side of the body. We'll stay for one more round. Beautiful. Take a big breath. Bring us back up to center. We're going to move into toes pose is what it's called. You won't be able to see me, so I'm going to turn to the left. What you'll do is tuck the toes here, and we're going to sink the hips back towards the heels. This can be really, 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 really intense. Okay? So if it's really intense for you and you have extremely tight feet, find your edge. If none of it is comfortable, that's okay. That's okay. You can come down to your mat and you can play with some calf stretches and gently lean into the bottom of the feet and the back of the foot that way. But this toes pose, it can be a tricky balance to find that challenging discomfort that hurts so good, right? Without it being actual pain. So come back to the breath. Notice where you feel this in your feet. Maybe you press the different toe pads into the mat and play with the sensation that that brings to the feet. Notice if your shoulders are up by your ears, soften them down the back, creating space between the ears and the shoulders, reaching up through the crown. So long, long neck here, finding length. Beautiful. From here, we're going to bring our hands to the mat. Go ahead and step back just temporarily into a high plank. And we'll bring this right foot to the top. Left knee can come down. Now, it's super important to protect the joints. So if you have a little blanket that you can use as padding, or perhaps a pillow, or a quick trick if you don't have any of those, I like to just fold my mat. Now, I'm on carpet, and that's not really, that's extra padding, which is great. But say you're on hardwoods or tile or anything like that, we definitely want a little more cushion to protect our joints. Once we're down here in a low lunge, let's settle in. In this pose, our knee is directly above our ankle here, and then go ahead and invite the toes to participate by lifting and spreading them, engaging the leg. We're really sinking and reaching forward with the hips. Perhaps you bring the hands to the back of the hips here and find a little more chest expansion. And connect to the breath. Now the pressure in the back knee is not on the kneecap. It's actually located, where the connection is to the mat is just above the knee on that meaty part. Okay, so see, you might have to shift your weight around just a little bit to settle in. We'll take one more full round of breath here. Awesome. Hands come down to our mat. Tuck the back toes. Go ahead and lift the knee. Now we're going to move into a high crescent warrior, high crescent lunge. So we've got a deep bend in this right knee. The knee is over the ankle. And then we can bring our arms up overhead. Awesome. This is one of my favorite standing poses. Now notice if you've got a sway back, right? If you've got a little Beyonce booty, a little duck butt happening, right? You see? It's just ever so slightly. What we want to do is tuck the tailbone in. It'll turn on the lower abdominal. We want to keep everything nice and protected there. Shoulders are down and away from the ears. And come back to the breath. Your legs might be saying, hello, oh my goodness. When are we going to get out of this pose? Well, let's go ahead and come on out right now. We'll take a little break. Let's turn all toes towards the center. We'll move into a gentle forward fold here. So our booty is going to reach back and up. Our toes might come in just a little bit, heels may be out. And we'll slowly bow our body down towards the mat. Now, in this wide leg forward fold, we want 60% of the weight in our toes and about 40% in our heels. So we've got this slight shift forward happening to help us elongate the muscles in the back of the legs. Come back to the breath and really soften, really hang here. Relax, release. Come back to the breath. Beautiful. We're going to take it to the back of the mat. So, rotate. The back knee will come down to the mat just like we did on the other side. We'll find our low crescent lunge. So this knee, left knee is directly above the left ankle. We've got this shift forward in the hips, right? We're not back on this patella, not on the kneecap specifically, we're just above it. Our hands maybe come to our hips here, find a little more expansion. Now see if you can find a bit of a lift, right? So squeezing the legs together towards one another to find just a little bit of lift in the upper body. Yeah. That feels nice and engaged, supported. Come back to the breath. Beautiful. Hands come down to the mat, tuck the toes, lift the back knee. We're going to move into our high crescent. Come on up. Beautiful. So really reaching back through the heel of the right foot and then reaching forward through this knee. Yeah, so it's like this opposition of forces. And then taking it even deeper by finding a hug of the thighs together. Oh, yeah. There's a lot going on in this pose. Arms can come up overhead if they're not there already. Settle in. What are you learning about yourself right now? What is flaring? Where is your mind going? Come back to the breath. One more full round. Beautiful. Straighten through both legs. We'll pivot again. Back towards the center. Wide leg forward fold. Awesome. So this is our second round of wide leg forward fold. Notice what's shifted, if anything. I know that I can feel I am definitely a little more open this time around. So softening the neck, the head, the jaw, really just letting that hang here. Allowing gravity to be your friend in this pose. We're releasing pressure in the cervical spine, which is really just lovely. Awesome. Use your hands to press yourself up into a flat back, right? Nice and flat, as if you were having dinner off of it. That sounds weird. But if you were resting a cup on it or serving someone something spectacular. From here, bring your hands to your hips. And then we're going to draw our heels in. We're going to move into a goddess pose. Or sometimes it's called horse. Hands can come to our thighs. What we're going to do is actually press down and then out, right? So energetically straight down, hands into thighs, thighs into hands, and then pressing out. So we're finding a lift in the chest. Our shoulders aren't here. They're actually down and away from our ears. Lift and spread the toes. Come back to the breath. Beautiful. Now, from here, drop the right shoulder. Let's bring our hands down more towards the knees if that feels good. You can drop the right shoulder down towards the center, and we're going to look over the left. So we're getting a nice little gentle twist in the spine here. Our inhale brings us back to center, and our exhale will take it to the other side. So dip that left shoulder. We're looking over the right. Awesome. Inhale, center. Exhale. Dip right. Inhale, center. And then exhale, dip the left shoulder. Beautiful. Take one more full round at your own pace. Beautiful. We'll meet back in center. Awesome. Well, come on up. Ooh, straighten those legs. Feels good. Maybe you give them a nice little massage. Go ahead and wake up all the legs here. Getting a little energy to them. So this practice will be great to do if you're on a break, if you're at home, if you're in between errands, if you're by yourself. Maybe you just put the kids down for a nap. Maybe it's after work. Maybe it's first thing in the morning. It is always time for yoga. Prove me wrong. All right, so I just took a gentle forward fold here. Intuitively, that felt really nice. I'm taking some nice little bends in the knees, kind of shifting and rocking my hips. Yeah, that feels really good. Cool. So any organic movement here that feels good for you. This is your practice. Awesome. Now, what we'll do whenever we're ready, we'll come on back down to our knees. If this isn't comfortable, again, you can come to a seated position. What I'd like to move into here is one final chest opener. I'm actually going to turn sideways so you can see me. What we'll do is just bring your hips back behind you, and this is more of a restorative, just like a chillin' chest opener. It's not intense. We're just here, we're creating space. And in this pose, always we want to make sure that our chin is in line to our sternum. Some yoga teachers and some yoga practices will have you take your neck all the way back and just let it hang that way. I am personally not a fan of that, but if that feels great in your body, then I would love for you to do that. For me, keeping the cervical spine, which is the most delicate part of our spine, nice and stable and secure by keeping our chin in alignment with the chest. Our shoulders are rolled back and open, creating more space in the fronts of the shoulders, in the heart space. Now really come back to the breath, and with each inhale, feel the chest expand with air. Fill it up with breath and fill it up so much that you can feel it expand and stretch the shoulders, the fronts of the arms, the sides of the heart. And then with every exhale, empty completely, pulling the belly button back towards the spine. Yeah. If you're holding on to your neck, maybe tuck your chin just a little bit more. Maybe that will feel a little bit better for you. All right, one more full round. Beautiful. Nice and slow, gently, we will begin to walk ourselves back up to a seated position. I'm going to come on down to a seat, cross-legged. You can join me if you are not there already, if you're on your knees. All right, friends. That was a quick and dirty, energizing yoga with Paige, yoga practice. Do it any time of the day where you feel like you need a little bit of movement, a little bit of zest, and a little bit of fire in your muscles and in your body. So I hope that this practice brought connection and breath and strength to you and energy. The light in me, the light in you, it is the same, with love and with so much gratitude from my heart to yours. Namaste. I'll see you next time.